You ever think about how weird it is that we glorify answers and solutions, but we kind of shame questions? And don't we need questions to get solutions? Thoughts, Sagittarius. Spirit is, when I tune into your energy for the month of September, Spirit is reminding you of one of like the fundamental tenets of your personality and your design is to be on the lookout and on the hunt for what is the truth. What's really going on here? What really matters? And Spirit is asking you to not fall into the trap of glorifying the answers and the solutions and missing out on the beauty of the journey that comes from the questions. So, something really exciting is expanding in your life. And, Spirit is saying that we need to be reminded that the tantrums even that get thrown on the way to getting answers to our questions, like why, falling to our knees in the rain and pleading with the sky, why is this happening, that is a necessary component sometimes of the question journey on the way to the answer. So don't spend any time demonizing the questioning or the tantrum or anything, and remember to bless all of it as part of the journey. Okay? Not something you need to be reminded of often, but perhaps you're under some pressure or strain, or life is just lifing and you need a little reminder that all of it is divine and meant to be expressed and appreciated as such, including being pissed off or depressed or etc. All of it has a function. It's like, Spirit is saying, you make a really delicious chili. That doesn't mean that you want to eat a big old raw onion, even though you would never want to take the onions out of the recipe because that would ruin the recipe, right? You still don't want to eat the motherfuckers raw. So, all of the experiences, when processed in the most effective way, will become delicious, will contribute to an overall outcome or expression that is satisfying, fulfilling. Okay, so just jumped out. It's your card. It's Temperance, and it's literally her mixing up ingredients into a big pot. And she's got the white wing and the dark wing and the yin and the yang to say that we need all of it. Spirit don't even need cards. How fun. Let's get into them anyway. Also, hi. I'm Madeline, if you haven't been here before. Let's get into the story of your month. And we are also going to pull a persona card to see how you're showing up and which aspects of yourself that Spirit most wants to highlight for you for your highest good in the month of September. So thank you, Spirit, guardians and guides of the Sagittarians tuning into this video. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your enlightenment. Please, Spirit, show with us the truth of themes showing up for people who carry the archetype of Sagittarius. In the month of September, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Spirit, please share with us the truth of what kind of themes are showing up in the month of September for Sagittarius. What do they need to know for their highest good this month? What kind of guidance do you want to offer? What kind of advice would you give to Sagittarians as they navigate what is showing up this month for their highest good, their love, abundance, ease, security, peace, adventure, and fulfillment, Spirit? What truths do you want to share with Sagittarius for the month of September in the name of their highest good? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising and Dominant People. My 9th house dominance. Thank you, Spirit. And one more. How is Sagittarius showing up, Spirit? What aspect of themselves do you want to bring Sagittarius attention to? What qualities and characteristics is Sagittarius bringing forth in the month of September? Beautiful. Knight of Swords. So in transition, moving from one place to the other, neither in your original place and also not in your ultimate destination yet, still on your way. So kind of matches what Spirit was saying, right? It was like, don't worry too much about the questions, or rather, sorry, the solutions and the answers and the outcomes. Be here now. If we are in questioning, then that is where we are meant to be. And so we should be all the way in, right? Not like mad that we're still in a state of questioning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like very normal, very reasonable to get frustrated with being in the questioning because you want to have the answer. But that doesn't actually make it go any faster. And it actually kind of does the opposite, you know, resistance. Like, so be where you are. Sitting in the past. 8 of Swords. Love to see it sitting in the past because it's morphing into something different. It's morphing into a little bit of looseness. Love to see that. 8 of Swords, a little bit of insecurity, a little bit of fear of moving forward, a little bit of like, maybe I'm not even sure how to move forward. But there's a little bit implied with the 8 of Swords. There's a little bit of like trusting your fears and your doubts, and you gotta doubt your doubts. You know, Sag, like you got to. Because where do they come from? Because oftentimes if you go a little digging and you bring that flashlight, your beautiful Sagittarian fire with you, you'll usually find that there is something at the root of it that doesn't exactly hold water, right? It doesn't exactly hold up under scrutiny. It's like, oh, right. You know, my caretakers made me feel like this wasn't worth it unless it was perfect or whatever, like whatever the thing is. And it's like, do I believe that? Do I agree with that? Or does that actually go against my values and I should proceed even though it's not perfect or even though I don't know what I'm doing or whatever? Proceed. Brave people proceed and fumble and stumble along their way, right? Like, so don't be afraid to fumble and stumble. I don't think I need to give you that advice again typically, but seeing this 8 of Swords, seeing a 4 of Pentacles and a 3 of Swords here, I can understand why Spirit was saying, well, maybe you might be feeling a little uncharacteristically about moving forward. It will pass. Sitting in the present moment, the Fool, coming out of the cave, emerging, seeing things with fresh eyes. Removing your blindfold would be the same as coming out of the cave, right? Like blinking against the brilliance of the sun and being like, oh, damn, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know how to do this. And I don't have to know how to do all of it. I just have to be willing to find out. You know what I'm talking about? Giving yourself permission and like setting yourself free from perfection or from standards put on you, again, that under scrutiny do not hold up. So dismantling and dissolving those old structures that you might have put in front of yourself, like little gates that you have built in front of yourself to keep you from moving forward on stuff that you want to do. I see you dismantling that. I see you, Spirit is bringing to mind one of my favorite quotes. You may have heard me say it before because I hear it often from them when I see the Fool card, and they're saying it this time, which is, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That was from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. Don't be afraid to be the first one on the dance floor. Don't be afraid to be the first one to try something. It isn't going to look like everybody else, and it might look a little funny, and other people might not get it. That's not your business. Your business is to be yourself. Your business is to create your thing. Your business is to act in accordance with the way that you want to be. Whether anybody else understands it, that's totally separate. I mean, you can live your life by that compass if you want to, but I think there are many examples of people who've lived their life by the compass of what do other people think is cool, and I don't see a lot of happy people. Just a thought. Sitting in the future, the Hanged One, getting your life turned upside down, seeing things from another angle. It takes courage to step out of your comfort zone, the discomfort zone of the 4 of Pentacles that is sitting in that key position, the 8 of Swords that is sitting in the past. And Spirit is using the phrase stepping out of conventionality. So some of you may be trying something that is unconventional, that is different than what you've done before, or perhaps again different than what anybody else has ever done before. So don't be afraid if anybody else thinks like, that looks really weird. Why would you hang yourself upside down from the tree like that, hanged one? Well, I'm getting a new perspective. I'm surrendering and sacrificing, knowing everything, so that I can find out stuff that I don't know. That's what they're saying. So, Sagittarius, you're known for being, again, on the hunt for truth and on the hunt for answers. And on your way, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Be content for people to not understand you, and also content to not be looking cool while you're doing it. It's all part of growth, It's like awkward phase and growing pains and things like that. It's all part of, wow, you're really becoming a more mature person, a person at their full power. And, if your feet and your ears don't match the rest of you for a few months while that's happening and everybody's looking at you like you look funny, don't worry about it, because you're going to grow into yourself and everybody's going to be like, damn, Sag, damn. That's what Spirit is saying. This is the metaphor they're using, okay? Sitting in the position representing the guidance for you, strength, true strength, not flexing in any sense of the word, but coming from your heart. Courage. Courage comes from the word cur, Old Latin for heart. Using your heart, using your passion and your compassion. Using your compassion in order to get what you want rather than flexing. You are learning that you don't need to force yourself through pinholes to get what you want, and that there's actually a way that really entirely takes you into account and how you're doing. A lot of growth is possible this month. And, when we are literally cultivating and growing a living thing like a plant, you have to prune sometimes to keep it healthy, to keep the whole thing full and lush and growing at its full potential. We have to prune away dead or dying or stunted branches. And that is showing up in that Three of Swords in the hopes and fears position. It's like there is a desire to cut off and move on from certain things, but there's also a corresponding concern and fear about, wow, pardon my cat for yowling. There's a corresponding fear of doing that and of moving forward. It's okay. I don't actually even think that you have to put anything to an end that you can't have again. I think there is a transformation coming. So even if you have a come to Jesus with a friend or something like that, I think that feelings could get hurt temporarily, but then things can come together. If you were coming from that strength place of, I'm not flexing on you. I'm not flexing on you. I'm coming from my heart. It really hurt me when you didn't ask about how that project was going or whatever. Is a lot better than you never ask about how my stuff is. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all can come have a rupture and then a repair, and then when muscles knit back together, they grow stronger. You know what I'm talking about? Sitting in the key position, the Ace of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. I actually kind of like this combination. I want to say, don't hold yourself back, because the Four of Pentacles says you could be holding back and acting as if you don't have everything that you need when you truly do. So don't do that. Count your blessings and share them freely, your skills, everything like that. But also, the Ace of Wands does really well in the kiln of the Four of Wands, like the hearth, right? You want it, when you have a spark, you got to put it in a good container. So make a good container for this spark of inspiration or this change that you want to make. As in, maybe you make a routine around it, or you set a time of I do this for 30 minutes each day, my writing practice or my creative practice, or I take a walk so that my soul can talk to me, or whatever. I'm putting the spark in a kiln or in a hearth where it can safely give me warmth and it can become sustainable. Knight of Wands can be a little bit flash in the pan, a little bit excited, and then lose steam. So I can see why the Four of Pentacles could benefit you. What is the kiln or the hearth that you want to put your spark into? A practice. Eight of Pentacles is sitting in the energy around and available to you, like the table that the craftsperson shows up to and works at their thing. And day after day, they improve, and their skills grow, and their money grows, and their creativity grows. That's what I see for you, Sagittarius. You let me know how that sits on you. Thanks for being here, Sag. I hope this is helpful. And if I don't see you before then I hope I will see you in your mid-month reading. Bye-bye.